I'm gonna have some, so hang on.
It's recipe time!
Hello everybody, I'm back again. Today I'm going to be making cornmeal muffins. And what I do, like I said before, if you watch my movies at all, get your ingredients out first. Make sure you have everything. Like today, I knew I had eggs, and I knew I had milk, and I knew I had sugar, and I knew I had margarine and flour and salt, but I had to go to the store. I had to get some baking powder. So, there's my sugar in the little container. Okay, cornmeal muffins. And the another thing I don't have is hot peppers. When I make cornmeal muffins, yes, it's fun to put hot peppers in it. Okay, we'll be back in a few seconds. Put this all together. Okay, we're going to start making those cornmeal muffins. The first item that goes into the big silver bowl is, I'm making like a double recipe, because if you just make a single recipe it doesn't make that many, so let's just go ahead and see what we can do. 2 cups of flour. That's all-purpose flour. And right at this moment, what you do when you start baking is put the oven on for 375. And now we put the cornmeal in. 3/4 of a cup. So I just doubled it, just like I'm saying I'm doubling the recipe. And in it goes. Okay, let's see what goes in next. I'm so excited. Okay, the next thing we have to do is put 3 tablespoons of sugar in. I've already, I'm doubling it, so 3 and 3 is 6, so there you go. So, the last tablespoon is going in now. So that's 6 tablespoons of sugar, because I'm doubling the recipe. Well, my oven's almost ready, so I better get on with the show. Let's see what comes next. And now we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. But as I said, we're doubling the recipe, so we're going to put in 2. And then we'll be right back to see what's in the next ingredient. The next item is a teaspoon of salt. I've already got 1 in there, so let's get the other one. Like I say, I'm doubling the recipe. Okay, I think the next thing we have to do is mix this up a little bit. Okay, we'll be right back. Well, you know, while we're here, you know, you have to, I'm going to get a fork or something. This is, yeah. Okay, back in the... And there you have it. I've mixed it up with a fork, and that's what it looks like. Now we're going to have to put in egg and other things. So let's go see. Back in a minute. And we put in eggs. Now just remember, if you're doubling the recipe, you automatically put in 2. So first, when you do 1 at a time, because why I do 1 at a time, you have to stir it up and mix the yolk up. Why I do 1 at a time, in case you get, say if there's blood in the egg, you don't want to waste your all your ingredients. If I get shells in, that's why I just do 1 at a time. So there goes number 1. And here goes the second egg. No eggshells. Just stir it up. There you go. And then put it into the mixture. Pretty soon it's going to look like something. Okay, let's go see what comes in next. Milk. We'll be getting milk. Back in a second. Now the milk. 2/3 of a cup of milk. But like I said, we're going to do it, you know, we're making a double batch, so you just have to make 2/3 of a cup again. And you put in 1/3 of a cup of margarine or butter. I have margarine in the house, but as I said, I'm doubling it, so there you go. Now we'll be right back to stir it up. Well, you know what? Let's see if I can try to film and... No, I gotta put the camera down. I'll be back in a second. And there it is, almost all stirred up. But the next ingredient I like putting in, if you have any honey in the house, or the only thing I have in the house is this. So what I do, let's make like a light syrup, or whatever kind of syrup you got, you know. And I just put in 1 tablespoon. That's all. Just to make it like more moist, because a cornmeal muffin can be a little on the dry side. Okay, the syrup is all mixed up. And what I did before that is I've lined the pans with margarine. And now we're going to put the mixture into the pans. And let's see how many muffins we really do, considering I doubled the recipe. Okay. We doubled the recipe of cornmeal muffins. Look how many we made. 19. And remember I said the oven, 375. I put them in, the recipe says to put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Like I said, any other time, every oven's different. So put it in for 15, get a toothpick and check it. Okay, we'll be right back. And there they go into the oven. Now let's close that oven up tight for 15 minutes. We'll be back. Now, if you're new at baking, just remember while things are in the oven, get your oven mitts out, get your toothpicks out, and you put all your dirty dishes in the sink. But remember one thing, see all that cornmeal, it's going to dry up. Put some water in it because your mother's going to love it when it's all dried up. Put a little bit of soap in there. You know what, even better? If you did the dishes while it was in the oven. Alright, when we see you next, we'll see the muffins out of the oven. Hey, I got my dishes done. I found an easy way of doing dishes. These are not just baking dishes, my lunch dishes too. Is to sing, but close the windows so the neighbors can't hear you. Okay, let's come over to the oven. I just turned the oven light on, and wow! I hope you can see them, because they are rising great. I hope they taste great. We'll be back shortly. And what I mean by shortly, they got 8 minutes left. Just remember, the oven goes at 375. I put them in for 15 minutes. Okay, the 15 minutes is up. Let's check the oven. Oh wow, they look good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's get them out of the oven. They look great. Okay, they're out of the oven. Now we gotta let them cool. And like I said, do your dishes. Mine are all done. It's sort of fun, you know, they come out of the oven, the dishes are done. Now you just let them cool and we'll be right back. We're gonna get some butter or margarine. And remember, like I said, if you had some hot peppers, to mix maybe half of them with a little bit of hot peppers, because somebody in the family might like hot peppers. I know my men do. They love hot peppers. Gives it some color and some different flavor. And there you have it. All the cornmeal muffins. But here's one with butter on it, or margarine, or some people put jam on it. And I'm going to have some, so hang on. I just had a bite of my muffin, and I have made these cornmeal muffins before. But I must have done something right, because they are good. They're nice and moist, so just do as I did, and you're going to get the best cornmeal muffins I've ever seen. You think they were at the bakery. Alright. Hope you enjoy.